Hey guys, it's Andrew, AFC Dad here. Just taking a minute to breathe out here before we get the kids all to bed. It's about sunset. I don't know if you guys have ever had one of these days in your foster or adoption walk, but we had one today that just made us want to just throw up our hands up in the air and walk out the door. And it had nothing to do with the kids. It had to do with the brokenness of the system that we all work under. I know that social workers are overworked, and I know that the demand for homes is high, and I know that the road to permanency for these kids has got to be tough because biological parents deserve to be reunited with their kids, and I believe firmly that every effort should be made. But when you get past that point, it gets frustrating when the system starts to choke its own self. It gets really frustrating quick when the red tape stands in the way of the best interest of the child. And if you've been in this system for more than a minute, you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about any one of our specific cases. We actually had this happen today with multiple cases that we have. We had some issues today with our adoption and all of the other stuff, just because this red tape is so thick and it doesn't seem like that there's ever an end. And then you always feel this conflict as a foster or adoptive parent. You feel this conflict about, do I fight? And how hard do I fight? And if I fight too hard and if I push back too much, will they take the child from me? Because that's certainly a threat that we've heard before, and a threat that our friends have heard before, and those that we work with and we mentor and those in our circles have heard before. So at what point do you find that balance? I think advocacy is critically important for these children, for children that have need of a forever home, that can't, for whatever reason, go back. Felt something on my toe. I was like, what's that? For these kids that, for whatever reason, they can't go back to their biological family. It's really sad when they can't. But when you are in the place to be that forever family for a child, and that child never has to experience another transition again, and that child never has to understand hurt or fear or anything like that, it gets really, really hard to, hold on a second. It gets really, really hard when your preteens come, or your teenager comes out to figure out what you're doing, because heaven forbid you walk outside for just a minute. So it gets really hard when you are ready to be that forever family, and you are on track to be that, and then the administrative process and the red tape, for the sake of red tape, has to pop itself up. So take courage. We've all been there. If you're experiencing the frustrating days, if you're experiencing the red tape, if you're experiencing the delays and all of the junk that comes with people politics and the brokenness of the system, know that you're not alone, and take every opportunity that you can to fight for these children in the best interest of these children. You really have to gut check yourself to make sure that what you're wanting to do is the right thing for the child, and not just to fulfill some kind of selfish desire that you might have. But in the end, we're all there together. We've all been there. There's going to be these days until we see real reform within the system, to where the child is definitely placed first. So it's my thought for tonight, and there will be great days ahead. There are always going to be those frustrating days, and that's what this was today for us. So thanks for watching, and just know that if you're in this position, you are not alone.